You are looking live at Iceland Skating Center in Hamilton Township, New Jersey, where the New Jersey Rockets are getting set to take on the Princeton Tiger Lillies. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo here bringing you the action. The Rockets playing their third game in this arena, but the first time against the homestanding Tiger Lillies. They were here for the AGHF showcase earlier in the season. They played a couple of games there and they won, I think, both of them. So the rink itself has been good to them. The opponent today, the Princeton Tiger Lillies, so that's a league game. It counts a little bit more than a showcase does, but they all count. Especially to these girls wearing the black jerseys today. We'll get a little more on that in a moment. The Tiger Lillies will defend the goal to our right. Fassler in the nets for them, number 33. Tiger Lillies wearing white jerseys, and they have the colors of Princeton University. Although no known affiliation with the Ivy League school down the road from here. They have the white jerseys with black nameplate lettering, orange numbers outlined in black, stripes at the bottom in orange and black, black pants, white socks with the thick orange stripe and black stripes below, white helmets abound, most of them really shiny. Rockets in the road black jerseys as Francesca Hansen leads the charge back to the bench. The black jerseys are difficult to describe. Boy, they have base black, they have red all along the shoulders, red numbers outlined by white. They have a red stripe that stretches all the way around the jerseys, and it contains on the front the word Rockets, the R with the logo of the Rockets, and the rest of the words spelled out. Numerals on the sleeves, the same as the back. Red numerals outlined in white. The jerseys contain names on the bottom, so when they are good enough to not tuck them in, it's easier to see. When they do tuck them in, it increases the degree of difficulty, but fortunately by this point I know everybody, so you don't have to worry about that. Looks like the referees are mandating that the girls go earringless for this game, so there's a mad scramble here because I think this is the first time that has happened. To complete the jerseys, you have a red stripe across the bottom, that's at the bottom of the jersey. We told you about the nameplate. The pants are black, the socks are black with a thick red stripe and thin gray stripes above and below, and R's on the front of the socks with a little fire right below as they get ready. Nieves on the dot, liftoff, period one. Nieves at center with Hansen on the right wing, Menikillo on the left, Grace Matone on lefty. Kira Redmond will go down and retrieve that puck on the icing 8 seconds into the game. Same group will be out there. Nieves on the dot, Menikillo in the slot, Hansen on the hash at the left side, Matone at the left point, Redmond between the points, cheating in at the top of the circle to Fassler's right. Rockets win the face-off. Matone is going to send it down low. Nieves backhand attempt, didn't get through traffic, and Menikillo was looking for that to come on the other side. Tiger Lillies send it in, chased behind. They try to send it off the boards, and in front there's a quick whistle here. It looks like there's going to be some kind of penalty. In nets Arialis Markland over there, and she didn't have to make a save. They blew that one dead, maybe because the puck found its way onto the back part of the netting. Now, by rule, it's supposed to be 3 seconds on the netting. Now, there's also music playing during this entire thing, which is really not so great. I don't know if they could turn that off, but it sure would be nice if they could. That might not drown me out so much. We'll try to shield it from there, but the speaker's kind of right next to me. Rockets win the faceoff, and Nieves sends it up for Menichello. Tripped up there at the boards on her own accord. It's kept in at the point. Wormster is going to bring that in. She's going to march through the right circle, wrist shot. Markland sees it and gloves it down. So we've made the request. Jen Connolly, who just is basically should get a producer credit all these times, is working on it. As the Rockets chip it out, Rizzo's going to break in. Rizzo up the right wing, has Ulrich down the middle. Riddle, wrist shot! Oh! Fassler got a piece of it and just deflected it over the crossbar. That was a 3-on-1. They just gave Rizzo the lane on the right side, and with Connolly heading down the center lane and Ulrich down the left lane, they just backed right off of Rizzo. She marched right in. Rizzo picks up now a loose puck, chips it for Connolly, who chips it back for Rizzo, who's trying to move it forward up the left wing. Here comes Luisa Rizzo, 13. She draws 2 defenders and dumps it for Grace Ulrich, who grabs it behind the end line, looking to center it, can't get it through. Risco knocked it down, sends it back behind the end line for Rizzo, but Chase chipped it over her stick, picks it up, and will skate it out through her zone. Hassled by Ulrich up to Fender, the former Rocket, 55. Can't get the pass completed through that part of the zone. Connolly picks it up and will calmly chip it toward the point. Couldn't get it out as Risco kept it in. Now it's chipped up to Rizzo, who sends it for Nieves, who will get it in past Markley, another former Rocket, although of less recent vintage. Centering feed for Menichello. She'll get it in the slot. Move it right down. Wrist shot, score! Hope Menichello puts the Rockets up by a goal. With 14:43 left in period 1, the Rockets break out on top. Menichello will lead the charge over there, and her goalie even comes out to the bench to help grab one of those high fives. So the Rockets all over the Tiger Lilies here to start. Nieves on the dot, and Hansen on the near side wing with Menichello on the far side. Matone and Redmond, the defense pair over there. Referees waiting for everybody to get set, and they do. They face it off there, and Nieves wins it very cleanly. Redmond tries to get it past Ryan, eventually gets it a little forward, but all the action happening just below you. And we're willing to give up that little piece of real estate to get you better pictures of what's happening in the scoring zones for either team. Rarely, if ever, will a game be decided in the swath of ice just below me as Menichello breaks in. Wrist shot. Fassler saved it with the right pad, but it deflected out completely the opposite way. Down to Hansen. She was looking for Nieves, but Matone steps into one, and it's fired just wide. Nieves tries the centering feed, but somebody deflected away in a white jersey. Now they work it through the points. Wrist shot by Redmond. It hit Hansen. Rebound off of the knockdown, and she sends it at the goal, and Fassler is able to grab it and hold. Tiger Lilies under pressure here to start, and the Rockets have broken out to a quick lead. Ulrich on the dot, Rizzo in the slot, Cook on the right wing. Is it Cook? Ulrich, a former Tiger Lily, sends it to Aaron Bruno, another former Tiger Lily. There's a bunch of them. Haley Connolly among them too. So a lot of familiar faces who have worn either jersey here, and that's girls hockey. This is the 19U AA level, and a good result so far for the Rockets as Markland makes one save, a second and a third. It's loose in front. They try to shovel it in. That was Ryan. She tries to wrap around. Wormster was loose in front, cleared out by Rizzo. Cook has a chance to get it. She sends it in over the line, and they call that an icing. Wow, that was Markley's stick was right there, and Cook chipped it forward. Thought they probably would have given the benefit of the doubt right there, but so Markland with about 3 saves, all in succession, all from close range. As the Rockets now will defend a face-off to Arialis' right, the stick side. They do get the music turned off, so our official scorers and scoreboard keeper, we would like to thank them very much. Not that we don't love music, we're music lovers over here, but when you're trying to do a little play-by-play and put up a YouTube video, sometimes the music's not so friendly. Markley will steer it all the way out of the zone under pressure from Minichello, but can't handle it into the offensive zone. That one's sent by Matone through 2 zones. Minichello tries to get to it first. Chase got enough of a piece of it to just disrupt a 2-on-1. Redmond's centering feed in center ice, neutral ice, was ticketed for her defense partner, but didn't quite make it there, so the team's bandy about in front of the Rockets bench. Fender is going to pick this one up and send it as Minichello was looking to pick that one off, and eventually Nieves picks it off, and she's going to send it to the middle part of the slot. It doesn't get down to the low part of the slot, though. And Matone hustles back, angles the offensive player off of it. Rizzo's going to step in at the point, pick it up. Nieves gets a piece of it, backhands it in slow motion to neutral ice, where Markley picks it up and sends it in. It went off of a funky part of the boards on the far side, on the near side. Now fired up the boards. Ulrich is going to try to get in 1-on-4 as the Rockets complete a change behind her. Connolly and Cook now the wings. A lot of Tiger Lillies all sort of in one spot there, so the Rockets would have a chance if they could spread out and move the puck. They try to do precisely that. It goes through a few, and Markley picks it up, gets just enough juice on it to get to her defense partner, Bednar. And they get it through neutral ice. Connolly chips it forward for Ulrich. Can't handle it in the skates, but eventually gets the stick blade on it and sends it in. Sent to the far side corner. Connolly got a piece of it, but it's going to be picked up. I think Wormster, that's the name, 11. She wears the captain C, and she gets in over the right side. Wrist shot along the ice. Markland saw it all the way, sticked it aside, and then a gingerly backhand heads back to the net, and she just covers it up. Whistle and a stoppage of play. 11:01 left, period 1. Rockets 1-0 on the goal by Hope Minichello. It was 2:17 into the game. Tiger Lillies win the faceoff. Markley with the slapper, blocked away by Hansen's right skate. Her secondary attempt is a wrist shot that's purposely sent wide to get through a shooting lane, and it takes a bounce off the end boards and is covered up by Markland. So they'll do it all again. Nieves on the dot. Hansen and Minichello flank the 2 sides of the slot, and Nieves wins the faceoff, but Bruno couldn't get to it first as Wormster, who lost the faceoff, hustled to it. Now Bruno gets it anyway and sends it up for Minichello, and the Rockets will break out. Hope goes right into the logo between the 2 zones and can't hold on to it. Wormster's going to get this, turn the corner, come in, sharp angle shot. Wrist shot goes off the side of the net on the near side, and the Rockets will move it out. Hope Minichello has 1 goal. She's going to skate it into the zone by her lonesome, 1-on-4. Wrist shot, blocker save, and just got enough of it, did Fassler, to keep it out of the net. Sent at the net by Matone, that's Fox rather, and it goes wide. Minichello, after a long shift, will hustle off, and Rizzo jumps on. Sent in by the Tiger Lillies. Ryan will pursue. The rest will change except for Markley. Fanned on the shot, but a fortunate fan. Tipped by Ulrich, but can't get it. She was looking for Connolly or Ulrich right there. They'll both clear the zone, but Connolly didn't have a chance to really do anything with it as she tried to hold up. Chase will skate it right down Broadway and now up 41st Street on the left side if you're heading west. Rizzo battles her for it and eventually leads to the turnover there. Courtesy of Matone. Connolly is alone. She's asking for the puck. She's begging for it. And they just couldn't get it or just didn't see her. She was tapping the stick. It's hard to hear if the scream is there, but boy, that's one time where you just scream your teammate's name for all you're worth. Sent up the middle for Ulrich. She's going to stick handle through 1. She's got Rizzo on the left and Connolly on the right if she can get through, but Chase says no. Risco backhands it forward, right in front of the Rockets bench. They battle for it. The one spot where you can't really see, just below. Rockets change up 1 or 2 here. Rizzo jumps up the left wing with the puck. Will try to steer it past Markley. Gets shelved off. Nieves is going to come to help it out. Needed to get a little more inch or two on the run of the puck for Rizzo to get it into open space. Couldn't quite do it. Rockets will retreat back into their own zone. Tapped at the middle. Fassler is going to have to touch the... Oh, it's not tapped at the middle. I thought Rizzo got a piece of it right there at the red line, but it is not the case, and icing is the call. So with 8:22 left in the first period, and the Rockets holding a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Hope Menikillo's goal, they will face it off to the glove side circle of Arialis Markland. Nieves on the dot. Her two forwards, Menikillo and Hansen, are in the slot. It comes to the point and it gets past. There's a beep, but everybody continues to play. And the refs will blow the whistle there for something. He's way back into the defensive zone, and he took a moment to stop play and repatriate the net. I don't know if he was seeing that before the face-off, but they'll face it off outside of the offensive zone. Nieves can't win it. Tiger Lillies break out, but can't get through neutral ice. Action just below us. We can maybe catch a glimpse here and there. Ryan. Bruno up to Nieves for Menikillo, right down the middle, trying to get a stick on it, couldn't get the backhand on it. Centering feed goes all the way out. Bruno stopped it there, but they have to wait for everybody to tag up and get onside. Well, not tag up. You have to completely clear the zone. There's no tag up offsides anymore, but you do have to get the heck out of the zone before the puck gets in there. Battled for on the end boards. That's Nieves. Got a little help from Menikillo, but eventually the Tiger Lillies win it and they bring it right out through the middle. Ryan now picks up the pass and she will skate it up the left wing. Tries to get it at the net, but is rebuffed right there. Centering attempt, can't get it all the way through. Markland might have gotten a piece of it and sent it back from whence it came. Markley pinches in from the left point, throws Bruno down, but Bruno doggedly pursues and helps the Rockets make at least a play to keep it out of a dangerous zone. Here comes Hansen. She's going to break in on the right wing. Goes right at the net. Wrist shot. Pad save. Rebound. Menikillo steered it wide. She had an open net. Maybe Fassler got a skate on it. Maybe she threw the skate out there. That is going to be no icing. I'm not sure why. I guess the Rockets might have sent that down on their own. Boy, Menikillo had a yawning net, and she hits them when they're not yawning. Here comes Cook. She'll shoot. Fassler with the save with the blocker. And the rebound is cleared away by Rizzo, but they can't bring it out. Redmond is going to take a hot shot from the top of the right circle, and it goes wide. Breakout pass for Fender. She steers it out of the zone, but can't possess it. 1-on-3. Her odds weren't good to begin with. Up the far side boards, the Tiger Lillies chip it and will try to break out. Redmond's going to get it in and send it right back in, but Cook was just needing about a half a moment, not even a second. Just needed a moment or a stride to get back on side. It wasn't there. Ulrich on the dot. Cook near side wing. Rizzo far side wing. Redmond and Matone the defense pair. Matone will grab it and send it in. Just past Bodner, who will backhand it and ask Markley to battle for it. Cook joins her in a battle of 23s. Redmond from the hash. Wrist shot. Knocked down. Rizzo tried to put in the rebound. Rizzo tries to send it to the point. Matone has to hustle in. Makes the play. Chipped forward. And Fender's going to get it out just enough. Fender and Redmond battle for it along with Ulrich down below, just out of vision. Cook's going to run it in. She's got Rizzo with her. She'll cross to the middle and take a wrist shot. Pad save, knocked away. There was a rebound there, again, with a yawning net. If the Rockets can get somebody backdoor, they're going to have chip-ins all day and twice on Sunday, if they played all the way through Sunday. Oh, Markley cross-checks her own player, Fender, out of the way. Wrist shot, knocked down and covered. Rockets will take the offensive zone draw as this group putting a lot of pressure and nearly putting one in has put the Tiger Lillies on their heels for the 42 seconds that they were out there together. Tiger Lillies with a short bench here. They have one extra forward line and one extra defenseman. So they rotate 3 defenders and they rotate 2 lines. Rockets win the faceoff. Bruno at the point. It was knocked down by Ryan, but comes to Fox, and she'll chip it to the far side. Markley under pressure by 2. Gets it just enough up, and then it is pushed out. Bruno's got room, and she's going to make what she thinks is the right play. It was, right up until 2 Tiger Lillies converge on Cece Nieves. But the Rockets get it in, and Chase will try to get it out. Needs a little help from her friend. Gets it, but the Rockets get back onside, and they battle for it along the lines there. Fox trying to stay with her player who has the puck. Backhand attempt knocked down by Fox. Hanson picking it up, trying to send Menichello on the breakaway. She does. Markley battling with her. Menichello shoots. Oh, it just rolled wide. It trickled through the wickets, and it just wouldn't find the net. Markley got just enough of Menichello. That one fired at a strange angle, sharp angle, and Markham was starting to move across the other way, but she got the paddle of the stick down, knocked it down, and covered it up. Ulrich will be in the dot. Connolly and Cook in the slot, the wings. Redmond and Matone on D. A lot of convergence on the faceoff. Redmond is the one to get the room. Connolly chips it out, but Mosley went into the lane and picked it off. Redmond tried to send it forward. It was the ref's skates, not Ryan's, but Ryan will take that. Spillover in front between Mosley and Matone. Let's see what the call is here. Backside ref is going to call something. Let's see who he calls it on. 89 black for the trip. So that is Grace Matone. The first power play of the game will go to the Princeton Tiger Lillies. Okay, and the Rockets with 3:19 left and a 1-0 lead in the first period will begin the kill with Connolly and Ulrich up front, Redmond and Bruno on D. Rockets with 7 forwards, 4 defensemen. That's been their lineup for nearly a majority of the games, as a couple of players on the bench cheering on their teammates but not ready for action yet. Kirsty Kamerkar and the captain, PJ Jacobus, still looking to jump back in the lineup. But the good thing for the Rockets is they are learning how to play and win without 2 of their best players and 2 of their fastest players. And it will be when they come back into the lineup respectively like a team getting an injection of talent at the trade deadline. Except these would be familiar names and faces and no learning curve on how to play with your wonderful teammates and friends. So they'll start it off in the circle to Markland's right. Face-off battled for. Redmond's going to win it. Sends it off of Markley's skate. Trying to turn the corner is Ulrich. She's going to not turn the corner, but she does get it in deep. And she'll hustle past Markley. Markley pins her player there and allows Ryan to get it. Ryan breaks it out over to Wormlester. She'll get through the side of the right circle, but lose it and try to regain. Centering feed, and it goes off somebody in front and trickles its way in. A power play goal for the Tiger Lillies to tie it up with 2:51 left in the first period. Send it at the net. There wasn't a Tiger Lily there that got it. It just went off either a Rocket skate or off of the pad of Markland and just fell down and trickled its way in. On the scoreboard, it has all kinds of stuff up there with penalty minutes. It says Matone has 9:32 left in a penalty. That I doubt is the case because she's on the bench. They didn't remove the penalty minutes now that the power play has been extinguished. Anyway, the Rockets have dominated here. They take one penalty and they find themselves tied and in need, perhaps, of cashing in on some of their many opportunities. As we tick down below 2:30 left in period one. Lauren Fox up to Hope Menichello. She's been the goal scorer for the Rockets. Sent into the offensive zone. And now brought back toward the point. Bruno steps in, can't keep it in. Chase is going to skate up the left wing. She's got Fox to beat. Cuts to the middle, tries to get it in front. And Bruno with the back check is able to knock it away. Neutral ice. Menichello shields off Markley, gets in, keeps going, but can't get through the last one. She got through 3. We've seen her get through 4, sometimes even 5. Ryan's going to pick this up. It's a 2-on-1. She's got Matone to beat. Matone picks her pocket and then gets tripped down. No call. Matone picked the pocket, got tripped right there after she regained the puck. She would have been maybe even off to the races turning the play around. Nieves now gets it, chips it in, takes a stick for her Wellworth and follows the puck all the way down. Leaves it for Hansen, who reverses it, and Matone's going to hustle down. It's a foot race. Matone whiffed on it there as it hit a bunch of snow. You can't see it here, but I could see it with the naked eye. There's a little pile of snow over there right where that puck was, and it made the puck just change direction ever so slightly, and Matone missed it. Tiger Lillies have rallied back to tie 1-1 with less than a minute left in period one on their home ice in Hamilton Township, New Jersey. Matone sends it down low. Ulrich is going to chase after it. Matone is going to stay down there, and there's nobody covering the point. Rizzo jumps on for Menichello. She's going to go right at the puck, and Redmond stepped into it to force the dump in. Risco is going to grab that. Centering attempt goes all the way to the top of the slot. Rizzo knocks it away. Gets completely interfered with as she was going to run after that puck. No icing, though, as a result. Rizzo would have been off to the races if she could have caught it, but just gets hooked and knocked down. There's no puck there. You can't prevent the player from moving. And those interference calls are pretty well called. That's probably the most frequent call that we see at this level, as the Rockets have 8 seconds left. And now 5. I don't think they're going to get a chance at a shot. Markley's just going to extinguish the period. And it ends 1-1. Shots on goal, according to the scoreboard, are 6 for the Rockets and 10 for the Tiger Lillies. That probably would not indicate, as we change the perch a little bit here, that would probably not as much indicate which team got the better of the play in the first period. It was clearly the Rockets in terms of possession, and the quality of scoring chances is where you could say it's probably about equal. The Tiger Lillies on their goal didn't have the prettiest one, but when you shovel the puck at the net, amongst chaos, often good things happen. And that's what happened for them. That allowed them to tie the game. The Rockets' goal, a more traditional one, as Hope Menichello came from close range and fired a wrist shot in. They put 17 minutes on the clock. They get ready for period 2. We move down a little bit. This way we give you a little bit of a closer look at the Rockets when they are on the offensive end. We're still just shy of center ice. So in terms of being even where we are, it's pretty close. The perch, the bird's nest, is starting just out at the Princeton Tiger Lillies side today of center ice. There's the 1-2-3 Rockets. They'll start it out with Nieves on the dot. Menikillo near side wing. Hansen on the far side wing. And Bruno and Fox, the defense pair, as Arialis Markland now occupies the goal to your right, and Fassler will defend the goal to your YouTube left. 17 minutes on the clock, 1-1 as we get ready for period 2. Once again, 10-6 the shots in favor of Princeton in period 1. Wormster with Mosley on the near side and Ryan on the far side. Markley and Chase, the defense pair. Liftoff! Period 2. Where would you rather be than watching New Jersey Rockets girls hockey on a Saturday afternoon in October? Wormster's going to get this. We gave her credit for the first goal, and she had it on a similar play to that, where she just shoveled it in front and got a fortunate bounce. There's some luck involved, but that's a skill play. You put the puck in areas that are dangerous that the defense doesn't like, and those things happen sometimes. Rockets are going to bring it in just onside, as Menikillo maybe had dance lessons when she was a kid, just danced her way back with the tap dance move with the right skate to stay onside. Rockets will try to occupy the offensive zone here for a bit. They go from high-low. Hansen gets it through traffic, gets loose in front, and it just trickles wide. That's the third one that the Rockets have had, just trickling through the crease. Of those 3, none have made their way in. Down low, redirected. Oh, Nieves tried the backhand, couldn't reach. Centering feed in front, nobody could get their stick on it except Tiger Lillies. Mosley can't keep it in. Nieves tries to take a whack at it. Markley's the one to get it out. She was trying to send Mosley on her way, but that is sent in offside by the Rockets. They will change up, as will the Tiger Lillies, and face it off all the way down. They're calling the intentional offside on that one. So the intentional offside is when you send the puck in and you pretty clearly can see that it's going to be an offside. It's called quite often when you're in central New York, as we found out in an Oswego tournament last year. It's not often called in this area of the country, but sometimes it is, and I agree with the call there. Tiger Lillies, wrist shot, Fender knocked down with the blocker of Markland, and she hangs on. Well, she didn't hang on, she knocked it away. Rockets will send it down for the ice, and they actually should have blown the whistle there as Markland lost the helmet. Should have been an automatic whistle as Markland lost the helmet. The result is going to be the same, that it's a face-off in the defensive zone for the Rockets, but usually they are quick to protect the goalies when they lose that helmet. Perhaps the referees just didn't quite see it or realize it. They'll give her hopefully a moment here to get set as she puts the helmet back on. It looked like one of the straps might have come loose, and Arialis Markland is ready. Ulrich on the dot. Connolly and Rizzo are going to break out. They're the wings. Connolly up the right wing. She's got to dump it past Chase. Dump and chase past Chase. Rizzo's in front, so is Ulrich. They'll spin around and change sides. Centering attempt by Connolly, couldn't get it through. Chipped out. Connolly will follow it up as Matone stepped in. Redmond's going to pick it up, send it up for Ulrich, who backhands it to get it in, but Chase is going to pick this up and get chased. Connolly picks that one off, tries to center it. Backhand, Ulrich trickling through. Rizzo there, looking, turning, takes a whack and another whack. Still going with it. Sends it toward Redmond, but just a little too strong. She's got to retreat. Matone and Redmond exchange in neutral ice. Matone's going to gain the line on the left side. Rizzo trying to storm down the slot. Centering feed, knocked away by Chase, perhaps before Fassler got it, perhaps after. Redmond down low for Rizzo. Spins off the wall. Takes a wrist shot. Can't get it through Chase. It comes down to Redmond. Back to Rizzo. Backhands it down low looking for Ulrich. They kind of were in the same lane there. Matone's going to try to keep it in. Pinching from the left point. Rizzo covers it up. Connolly's there too. Connolly's going to jump off. Period of the long change, except when you have possession for a long time in the offensive zone and you can make it a short change. Hansen's out there with Ulrich now and Rizzo. It comes out of the zone all the way back into the Rockets side. Matone fires it up for Rizzo. Got crossed up with the feet. Risco knocked that in. It looked like offside, but they let it go. Tries to center it. Ulrich comes all the way down from safety. Ryan tries to get off a shot, didn't get good wood on it. Rizzo nutmegs Markley with the backhand. Rizzo skating in, up the line on the left side. She gains the line. Fanned on the dump attempt, and she jumps off. She was at the end of the shift there. Matone, she's going to march through the circle. Centering feet for Nieves, one-timer, pad save, rebound on Hansen shot, and a glove save, and she hangs on. Fassler's been under fire. It's been by a thread and an inch here and there, where fluttering pucks have just managed to stay out, almost like there's a piece of cellophane in front of the net here. And it's 1-1 with 13:11 left in period 2. Rockets and the Tiger Lillies. Rockets in the dark, Tiger Lillies in the white. Lauren Fox, wrist shot. Oh, it might have had a chance if it was on target, but it went just over the crossbar. Aaron Bruno hustles down. She switches places with Nieves, who covered the point. Fox is going to pinch all the way in. Rockets have 4 down low. Let's see if they can move the puck enough. Back and forth, Nieves to Fox. Hansen covers the point. She's got a lot of experience at D, and she knows what she's doing there. She keeps the breakout from happening, but Mosley was able to get it out. Centering feed, but nobody there. Ryan on the far side centers it. Redirected! Big save by Markland! She got the right pad down, and that was ticketed for the 5-hole. But Markland gives change of a 5 and says, here, Rockets, go out on a break. And they do. They hustle it into the offensive zone. Centering feed. Renikillo sends it through the pads, but it goes just wide. Goes to the point. Bruno tries to get it through traffic. Does, but not all the way as Markley knocked it down. Markley tries to send it up. Matone gets a piece of it with the stick blade, but can't keep it in and has to retreat. She's got Bruno with her, but chips it back on the reverse. And Menichello gets it by Markley, tries to get through Wormster, but couldn't quite do it. And the Tiger Lillies hold serve here for a moment. Rockets changing, they're getting one out late. It's Cook. A little confusion, you could hear it maybe on the bench. Somebody's just got to go. Redmond over to Matone. Wrist shot knocked down by Mosley. She bats it out for an icing. Redmond hustling down just in case. Those plays, what Redmond's doing could be very easily lost in the shuffle. But what she's doing is affording her team potentially a golden opportunity if the team that iced the puck stops paying attention. The goalie could call it and say, hey, let me get it. If the goalie touches it, she can negate the icing. Leave it for the defenseman, who could fire it up for a long potential breakout pass and a breakaway. Markland's going to come out to stop this one for Redmond, who will beat Fender and curl it around. Risco jumps in, sends it at the net, but calmly knocked down by Matone. She lost it over there, gains it back. Connolly's going to pinch down from the wing, take it back behind her own net, looking for time and space, the two most valuable things in hockey. Chips it past Risco. They battle for it in a chess match more than a physical game here as Redmond picks it up. Rockets have a chance to clear the zone out here, but all the forwards are staying below the top of the circle. That's not going to get behind the defense very often at this level. Had to reverse it, did Matone. Spins out of it like a phone booth. Draws 4 defenders. Oh, and she had Ulrich for the potential one-on-one break and just missed it. Icing waved off right at the final moment. Redmond knew she had it, and she's angrily banging her stick. The affable Kira Redmond, always with a smile, but in this particular time, she's a high-level player, and she's knowing that she maybe could have made that pass. Not an easy pass. Off the icing, the Rockets will have a face-off to the circle of Fassler's glove side. They will have Cici Nieves on the dot, Francesca Hansen in the slot, Hope Menichello, who has the Rockets goal, on the far hash mark. Lauren Fox on lefty, Aaron Bruno with the stick tap on defense. 10:13 left, a good number. We like that number in the Rizzo household as the Rockets win the faceoff. Sent up to the point, Fox has to knock it down, sends it over for Bruno. Between them, the two have to backhand it just to keep it in. Chase picks it up. She had maybe a clear route to clear it, but was looking for possession and eventually sends it all the way around the dasher behind her goalie and gets it out. It's been difficult for both teams to keep the puck in at the point in this ring. And a lot of the play along the boards has resulted in pucks skipping over the sticks of usually reliable players in that manner as Menichello breaks in with Nieves, centering feed just a little bit too much on the backhand. Rockets will change as Matone jumps on. Hansen, wrist shot, glove down, like a first baseman stepping in to take a throw to beat a fast runner. That's Fassler with the glove. They have a little discussion in front. Markley and Hansen, old buddies, former teammates. Both with A's on their jersey. Rockets change it up. Ulrich on the dot. Izzy Cook in the slot. Louisa Rizzo left wing. Grace Matone lefty. Kira Redmond between the points. Ulrich sends the face off. Rizzo and Markley battle for it. Now Ulrich there. Rizzo, Markley, Ryan. Cook knocked it down low, but it's chipped forward by Chase to Ryan. Ryan's going to skate it in. Keeps going at the net. Has beaten almost all the Rockets. She beat 4, but couldn't beat Redmond at the end. So she beat 3, but once Redmond got her, she got her. Battled for in the far corner. Sent up. Rizzo picks that one off. Rizzo gets hooked! Oh, this could be a penalty shot even! She had a clear path to the net, and Rizzo draws the penalty. I don't think they're going to call the penalty shot because there was a defender that was past her.
17,
they call the roughing on 17. It was, I guess you can call it a roughing. I mean, she hooked, interference, whatever it is. So Rizzo draws the penalty and the Rockets jump on the power play with 8:49 left in period 2. The Rockets, I had the shots wrong. I was looking at it the opposite way. They actually had a 10-6 edge in the first period in shots. I thought I had that wrong. Rockets win the faceoff. Nieves won it. Matone takes it all the way down, so Hansen covers the left point. Nieves is going to try to grab it in the corner, but it's sent up. Hansen pinches in. She's at the hash marks. Rockets have 3 down low now as she switches places with Matone. Hansen and Nieves playing catch, still playing catch. Nieves tried to fire it at the net. It was kicked away, but it wasn't really a shot. It was below the end line. Between the points they go. Redmond rips one. It's knocked down by Chase. Menichello backhands it for Nieves. One-timer kicked away by Fassler. I don't know if it was going in, but Fassler didn't take any chances. Cece's sort of taking pot shots from that non-angle right there, hoping to maybe score the way that the Tiger Lillies did. Maybe off of the back of the goaltender, off of a defenseman. Ryan falls down. Centering feed, can't get to it. Hansen pinches down as she was covering the point. Risco sends it up and out. Rockets will turn it quickly so the Tiger Lillies cannot change. That one's going to be sent down. They're not going to call an icing. The Tiger Lillies didn't try to change right there. They've been killing this penalty with the same unit for about a minute 15. So they probably should have tried to jump somebody off, but they're playing with a short bench anyway, so I guess they're used to it. Rockets will send it in, and Redmond will jump off in favor of Fox. They have 28 seconds to work on the power play. They find themselves in a 1-1 game where they've had the majority of possession and more chances, and many of them high quality. Markley's going to pick this up, fires it to the point, but can't get it out. Fox wrist shot, glove down by Fassler, and she holds on. Markley and Ulrich with a little discussion after the whistle. Ulrich took a tap at her goalie, and she didn't quite care for that. 12 seconds left on the power play for the Rockets. They will have Ulrich at center, Cook in the slot, Rizzo on the near side hash, Fox and Bruno, the defense pair. 12 seconds on the power play, 7:01 in the period. Markley grabs the face-off win, sends it around to the far side. It's chipped out. That's going to kill off the penalty. And Fox retreats all the way into her own end. Up for Cook, who got a piece of it. Now for Connolly, who jumped on for Ulrich. Rizzo will retreat back into her own zone and pick it up. Tries to get through one, loses the handle. Ryan sends it at the net gingerly with the backhand, and Marklin covers it up. So what we're seeing here is a different alignment up front because Connolly, Cook, and Rizzo have typically been wings, and now Connolly will assume the center position for the shift. Connolly wins the faceoff to herself and sends it around the far side, to the far side boards. Markley was there, again in that spot where all the players are having difficulty. Risco, wrist shot, glove down by Marklin, and she holds on. And she does the funky chicken. Rockets will change it up. Nieves will take the face-off with Menikillo and Hansen in the slot. Matone and Redmond, the defenders. 6:14 left, period 2. 1-1, Rockets and the Tiger Lillies. Rockets have lived in close games this season, and in a couple of games similar to this, including their last one, they were tied heading into the third period, and they just blew the doors off the opponent. Let's see if that happens here. Menikillo gets it down low, just couldn't quite get the handle. That's not just the Rockets, that's the Tiger Lillies too. Seemingly. Wrist shot, Hansen, and she scores! I don't know if the second whistle was when it went in. We'll see if it's Hansen or Nieves, one of the two. Went in twice. Hansen shot it, it went in just under the crossbar on the right side, and then it was loose in front, and Nieves tapped it in too. I don't know if they called it right away. They're discussing it over there amongst the group, and they'll discuss it with the referee, who then will come over and give the credit. And it is Nieves. CC Nieves puts the Rockets up 2-1 with 5:48 left in period 2. Cecilia is breaking their hearts. So that was a big one for the Rockets. They put the pressure down low, and they get the goal there. So it looked, I thought Hansen had put it in, and it's a good thing Nieves followed through with the play, as there's Wormster drawing the tripping call. And Redmond is laughing because she knows what happened there. And I think that she's saying that somebody should get an Academy Award for that one. But if you draw it, that is the call. And the Rockets will, after their 2-1 lead, give up another power play. They've had one themselves. They didn't score on it. They've had one against, and that's how the Tiger Lillies got their goal. So Redmond in the box with 5:42 left in period 2. That one goes on net. Marklin knocks it down and covers it up. Rockets change out now after the face-off. Hansen comes off, Rizzo jumps out. So Rizzo and Nieves up front to kill it. Matone and Fox, a couple of lefties, a couple of southpaws on D. They don't play together that often, but when you have 4, everybody's used to playing with every combination. The 2 lefties and the 2 righties. That one sent at the net, and it takes a strange deflection and finds its way in, and the Tiger Lillies have tied it. They've had 2 power plays. They've probably spent all of 26 seconds on them, and they score twice, and the Rockets have just left Princeton in this game. I don't even think Marklin, all the Rockets seem confused how that one happened. They just fired it at the net. It takes a strange bounce. I didn't even see who got it. Maybe it was Chase. So back to full and even strength with 5:28 left in period 2 and a 2-2 game. Ulrich on the dot. Connolly, the far side wing. Rizzo on the near side. Fox and Bruno on D. So the Rockets have given up 2 of an unusual nature, and they've scored 2, and that's where we stand. Battled for and neutralized. Chase chips it off. Chase moving in at the dot, wrist shot. Markland blockers it all the way back, pinballed it right back. There's a push down. Wrist shot, another sharp angle, backhand again. Markland covers it up. Somebody gets dumped at the whistle. There were a couple in front. Let's see if anybody goes off here. Markland took a shot, and she's barking right back at the Tiger Lillies player hitter. Now Mosley comes in with the cheap shot from behind on the goalie. Let's see if there's any calls out of this. A lot of rough stuff, and the Rockets huddle around their netminder. Mosley's going to get in the box. The Rockets are going to have their power play now, unless there's... Or let's see, Fox is standing near the box. Fox goes into the box. The clock is running. Now somehow they've made it 5-2 for the Tiger Lillies. The clock is running. I'll yell down to Jen Connolly and tell Jen Connolly that the clock is running. Jen Connolly, the clock is running. It should be back to 4:31. 4:31, it should have been the stoppage time. That's an announcer doing a little extra duty here. As the clock, time running off the clock, they also have the score listed as 5-2. So we'll need a timeout for the scorekeepers. Okay. 4:31. Yeah. They'll play it 5-on-5. They need a moment to fix the clock. They had to zero everything out. There was some kind of malfunction down there. So our clock operators and our scorekeepers, for the most part, are willful volunteers. And there can be quite a bit of pressure when doing that. They will get the clock. They put 4:09 now. It should have been 4:31. I guess they didn't want to listen to the person who was watching the clock at the perch up here. But if that's what the refs say, that's what the refs say. Coach Jacob is upset with what's going on down there, and he has a case. He saw a player take a baseball swing at his goaltender, and one of his players is also in the box at the same time, and she didn't take a baseball swing. Nevertheless, the face-off will now happen, and 4:09 is the time. Sent toward the net, but Menikillo picked it off, and there was going to be a scoring chance if she didn't. Rockets get it into the offensive zone as play is back underway. Chase is going to move it out and up. Nieves hounds her and forces the dump. Comes to the near side wing. Picked up by one Rocket, sent toward Menikillo. She soccered it forward, and Hansen will try to pick it up on the far side wing. 2-2, Rockets and Tiger Lillies. The Tiger Lillies have had 2 power plays, and they've scored on both of them almost immediately in both cases. This one sent down, not going to be an icing. There was a bump there, and it went right through the legs of one of the players, so probably a good non-call. Sent up toward Hansen. She knocked it down with the skates, but it's picked up and sent at the net, goes just wide. Rizzo tries to bound the rebound in. The 2 goals that the Tiger Lillies have scored have both been on the power play, and they've both been on most unusual fashion, where you couldn't even see who scored it because they took either a strange deflection off the goaltender or another strange deflection off of the goaltender and the player. Nevertheless, 2-2 is 2-2, and that's how they play on with 2:50 left in period 2. And an offside. Whistle and a stoppage of play. The time now says 2:59 remaining. I think the referee just went over to Lauren Fox and said after the next stoppage she could go back on, but it should be at 2. The first stoppage after 2:09 is when the players should be able to be eligible as the Rockets win the faceoff. Cook brought it in. She tried to shovel it toward the corner, but had a little harassment from behind and couldn't quite do that. Matone gets it, reverses it, looks for Rizzo, tries to get it through, eventually does on the second shot, and Rizzo dumps it in. Ulrich is going to try to chase that one down. Cook's the other wing. It goes to Bruno at the right point. Aaron looks. She's going to march in. Wrist shot through traffic. Redirected. Rizzo shoots. What a save by Fassler. It's still loose. Rizzo had the net open. And what a save by Fassler. I don't know how she even stopped it. Rizzo just had it right there on her stick. Fassler now laying down. She seems to be shaken up a little bit. Hopefully not the worse for wear. Doesn't look like anything surreptitious was happening there, but she was sprawled out. Maybe it was the way she sprawled through the crease to get back and get just a piece of what Rizzo was doing to try to slam that thing in. Fassler's up and she seems ready to go, and the Rockets will have an offensive zone draw to the goaltender's stick side with 2:13 left in period 2 of a 2-2 game. The Rockets have been blasting away here at the Tiger Lillies, and here are the Tiger Lillies still in it. Ulrich on the dot, Cook in the slot, Rizzo near side wing, Matone and Bruno on D. At the next whistle, Lauren Fox will be able to exit the box, and Mosley for the Tiger Lillies the same. 5-on-5 hockey though for the meantime. Sent in, Cook and Rizzo. Let's see if either of them can get it first. There's 3 Rockets there if they can pick it off. Cook has Ulrich alone in front, but skates it right in. Wrist shot, knocked down, rebound loose, and it's covered up by Fassler. The Rockets just inches, millimeters away. They could have 6, but they have 2. Just cannot quite get that finish, despite having 2. Menichello has 1. Nieves, who's taken the faceoff, has the other. Hansen in the slot. They win it back to Bruno. Wrist shot through traffic, redirected, but kicked away by Fassler. Comes to the point. Fox chips it forward, but can't keep it all the way in, and it trickles out. Hansen reverts it back to Bruno. Aaron Bruno chips it forward. Whistle and a stoppage of play. What is the call? There's going to be a cross check, and it's going to be on Hansen. And now Coach Jacobus upset with that. He's like, you're making that call, and there's way worse stuff going on out there. Didn't even see that one. So the face-off will be in the defensive zone for the Rockets. It's the 3rd power play for the Tiger Lillies. They've scored with immediacy on both, and that's how they are in this game 2-2. They've been outshot 22-9. 92 seconds left in period 2. Nieves and Menichello up front, Fox and Bruno, the defense pair. Nieves wins the face-off, stepped in. Markley picks that one up, and they blow the whistle after the scoreboard. Let's see if they're making a call. Okay, the referees blew the whistle because the scorekeeper inadvertently hit the buzzer. So the penalty has now come off of the board, and that's probably the issue. So the penalty occurred with 1:32 left. Bruno changes, and she comes back on. Maybe, she had to get perhaps a new stick or mouthpiece or something. So Bruno perhaps broke the stick. They'll do it again from the near side circle, sent right at the net. The penalty's back up on the board, but the Rockets just got jobbed out of 4 minutes. They're going to have to fix that between periods maybe. They put a full 2 minutes back on the board after 6 seconds ticked off. Markley gets it blocked by Nieves. Markley skates right to the dot, sends it at the net. It goes wide. Ryan picks it up. Centering feed, but right to Nieves, 22-22. CC's got some room. CC's going to gain the line. CC gets hooked. CC's going to draw the penalty, and the Rockets are going to be back to even strength. Nieves still with it. Centering feed, knocked down by Ryan. That is going to even things up as Marklin hustled over to the bench. You could maybe hear it as she jammed on the brakes. So Nieves, with the potential shorthanded rush right there, draws the hooking penalty. That will even up things for the last 48 seconds of the period. And then the Rockets will carry a power play into the early part of the third once the penalty to Hansen expires. They'll face it off an offensive ice, 4-on-4, with Grace Ulrich on the dot and Haley Connolly in the slot. Grace Matone on the left D and Kira Redmond on the right D. Matone jumps all the way over to the hash mark smartly so Redmond could jump in at the point, but eventually their attempt to get it down low did not work. Sent down in, Bodner sent it down and tried to chase after it. She's going to harass Redmond. It goes high off the boards on the far side. Chase chases back and gets it by Ulrich, but eventually picked up by Redmond, sent cross ice in front of the Rockets bench, and they'll ping-pong it around. Matone will pick it up. She'll send it to Redmond, who will move it through neutral ice with a pass to Grace Ulrich. Ulrich curls. She retreats 4 Tiger Lillies and then dumps it cross ice. Bodner will pick it up, but Ulrich picks it off. 5 seconds left. The Rockets are going to have to just shovel it at the net here, and Connolly just sends it around. Perhaps it's hard to be looking at that scoreboard directly over your head. Like, if Connolly was going to look at it there, it would be like sitting in the front seat of a movie theater and trying to look up and see the pictures. You had no chance to do it. So the period expires, and it's 2-2, the Tiger Lillies and the Rockets. 22-9, the shots after 2. Rockets meeting now. So sometimes when we have the perch across the ice, you don't get such a great look at what goes on between periods. In this case, it's Coach Jacobus leaning forward into an umbrella of his players. PJ Jacobus is next to him on the bench. She appears to be dressed, but she's not in equipment. She has the helmet on because players who are on the bench but not able to play still have to wear their helmets for safety purposes. Coaches are exempted, perhaps unless they happen to have a coach who is, I'm not sure what the rule is, but I'm going to go with under 18 maybe 19. Coach Bob Connolly is also visible, and you can maybe make out Mike Cook's foot and knee. And Bobby Connolly Jr., as often he does, is here to help out, keeping the netminder engaged. 1:13 left on the penalty to Markley. 34 seconds left on the penalty to Hansen. 17 minutes on the clock for period 3. That means they'll play 4-on-4 for 34 seconds, and then the Rockets will have a 39-second power play. It's 2-2. Once again, the shot's 22-9 in favor of the Rockets. The Tiger Lillies have rope-a-dope. The Rockets have been in this position a few times before where they've had the better of the play for 2 periods and they find themselves in a tied or close game. As often has happened, they have opened up the third period explosively. And they have liftoff, period 3. Rizzo sends it down into the offensive zone. Bruno retreats there. Sends it up for Menichello. She's got Nieves all the way across. Chipped by Chase, but Nieves is going to pick it up and break in. will try to make a backhand move, but couldn't get it all the way through, so it's steered wide on the forehand. Fox to Nieves. They bank it off the boards. Bodner over there trying to battle. Fox is going to send it toward the net. Didn't quite get it toward Menichello. Nieves shoveled it forward, and the Rockets have a power play as Hansen hustles out of the box. Takes a feed. Wrist shot. Oh, big save with the left shoulder by Fassler. She has kept them in it. Sometimes by millimeters. That time, no exception. Rocket will change. Nieves jumps off for Ulrich. Ulrich is going to grab it right down Broadway. Can't get the shot off at net. Rockets with 9 seconds left on the power play. Fox. She'll try to send it at the net. Rizzo knocked it down with the shin pad. Fox sends it in between. It's redirected out. That'll do it for the power play as an offside occurred right there. So the truncated power play for the Rockets, more importantly, truncated a previous power play for the Tiger Lillies, and now the Tiger Lillies have had a power play in which they haven't scored. They'll face it off at close range here. Ulrich on the dot, Cook on the near side wing, Rizzo on the far side. It comes to Redmond out of picture. Now over to Matone. Chipped up just past Rizzo, but it was more of a dump. Markley retreats. She's now out of the box, and so is Hansen. Wrist shot through traffic. Ulrich down low. Tried to steer it maybe over toward Rizzo or toward the net. Redmond and Matone both exchanging backhands over there. Picked up. Wimster. Now she can't get it in. Ulrich trying to look for Rizzo. Sends it with a lot of sauce as Izzy Cook's going to get it on the near side wing and dump it. You could maybe hear Coach Bob saying deep, deep, deep. That means get the puck deep. Battled for in the far side corner, kicked. Redmond is going to hustle in and knock it back into the near side corner. Cook and Markley, the two 23s. There's an exchange of puck high-low. Rizzo steps in, steals it with the skates. Rizzo trying to shake off Markley. Battled for over there, chips it out for Cook. Cook tries to shovel it to Ulrich in the slot, couldn't quite connect. Workman-like shift over there for these three up front. Markley. They bring it in, back for Markley again. Mosley was the one. Rizzo trying to chip it past Bodner. Still battling for it along there. Rizzo still trying to chip it in. Started to run with it and just nearly had it. She would have maybe broken in. She did have Risco hustling back. That's sent in for an icing. So it's not showing up on the scoreboard for Rizzo, but she's done a lot of good things out there, like prevent breaks and draw a penalty. She might lead the Rockets in penalties drawn. She draws a lot of them. Hasn't been rewarded on the score sheet today, though. And somebody on the Rockets will need to get that reward if they want to win this game. It's a 2-2 game as we tick down to 14 minutes left in it. From Hamilton Township, New Jersey, Iceland Skating Center, home of the Princeton Tiger Lillies, who find themselves in a battle, but still tied. Aaron Bruno tries to send a wrist shot down low, but it went wide. Sent at the net by Nieves on the sharp angle, and Fassler knocked it down with the Tiger Lillies logo. It's a tiger, and it says Princeton. She knocked it down with that and covered it with the catching glove. Why don't I move down here like I did in the first period and give you a better look. Nieves on the dot, Hansen in the slot, Menichello near side wing. Bruno and Fox, the defense pair, right to left. They win it to Bruno, waiting, redirected, down low, Nieves wrist shot wide, loose in front, somebody batted at it, but Risco got a piece and swept it wide. Menichello tries to center, but Risco got it with the skate. Menichello tries to go to the point, but Fender is able to push it out, and Fender's gonna skate out 2-on-1. Fender cuts right to the middle. She cut right into the player that she was 2-on-1 with. Now there's a hit against the boards over there. She battles with Fox, no call. Chase keeps it in for a moment, but then had to retreat a little bit too much, and it's an offside. 13:07. Tiger Lillies had a big chance right there as Fender came up the left wing. She had Stefanu with her, and she just skated right into the same lane, making it an easy play for the Rockets. Wormster, wrist shot, knocked away by Markland. Centering attempt, knocked away by Fox. Chase crosses over. Wrist shot, Markley can't get it through traffic. Mosley up to Markley one time, knocked down by Ulrich, looking to spring somebody, but sends it to Chase, who had maybe Rizzo or Connolly, but found neither. Sent right back in and chased by Bruno. Bruno 1-on-2 is going to win that out for Ulrich, who chips it up. Chase gets it just past, sends it back into her own end. Rizzo and Ulrich are going to be in pursuit. They're going to see if they can force a turnover here by Markley, and they do. Well, for a moment. And they do. Redmond will get it, send it between the points. Matone wrist shot redirected and went wide. Ulrich is going to try to chase it down. Banked off the boards on the far side, still there, nobody knows where it is. Soccered ahead by Connolly. Rizzo in the corner, Markley there. Draws her, trying to get the pass. It comes out in front, but nobody was there. Redmond will chase it down and send it off the end boards for Rizzo. Rizzo gets the puck to settle, looking for Ulrich in front. Has to curl it out. Goes to the point for Matone, just too strong. Tipped, and it doesn't matter that it was tipped. It was a Rocket that sent it down. Under fire, Matone will try to shake off Mosley. She stops and turns the other way. Sends it up the middle. Risco picked it off. Looked like an offside, but no yelling from the Rockets bench, who have the best look at it, so probably onside. Chipped up. Rizzo and Ulrich trying to do 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but Markley just holds serve long enough. 2-2. In Hamilton Township, the Rockets and the Tiger Lillies. Rockets with a big edge in possession, big edge in scoring chances. They have 25 shots to the Tiger Lillies 10, but a couple of funky power play goals have kept Princeton even here. Let's see what the Rockets have for the last 11 minutes. Redmond spins around. Rockets do have not a huge bench, but they have certainly more than the Tiger Lillies. Oh, Hansen nearly was in on the break, and she couldn't quite corral it. Mosley in the slot, wrist shot, save, Markland, and she holds on for the whistle. Ref saying something over there. Markland was looking perhaps even to play the puck. She flipped it out of the glove and started to move it perhaps with the paddle of the stick, and Mosley was there, so. Rockets on the faceoff don't win it, but they steal it. This is Hansen off the feed from Menichello. Francesca will stop, leave it for Hope. Menichello spins it around, goes toward the dot, lost the handle, regained it for a moment. Back to Bruno, between the defensemen, goes down low to Menichello, 3-yard pass. His wrist shot whistled wide. Nieves is in front there, and Hansen's going to look for her. Hansen chipped the puck, thought it went off the player, but it actually went off a skate. It's chipped out by Princeton. Stefanu is going to grab that and send it in. She would have had a golden opportunity with Fender a moment ago, but they went to the same spot in the ice, negating a 2-on-1. Battled for on the far side boards at neutral ice. Matone is there. Fender's going to pick this one up, send it at the net, but it pops off of Bruno's stick and flies over the crossbar. Rockets will break it out. Menichello. She's got Ulrich. 1-on-2, but 2 trailing. Are Menichello on the left and Hansen in the middle. Wrist shot, couldn't get it. She had Hansen in front and didn't quite see her. Hansen was wide open in front, and that's a good person to get it to is Menichello. Top of the slot, draws 3 defenders, still has it. Sharp angle shot, hit off the mask by Fassler. Wrap around attempt, missed, shot, score! Grace Ulrich! The former Tiger Lily gives the Rockets the lead with 9:08 left in period 3, and on their 26th shot of the game, the Rockets have inched back out in front. 84 from 48. We saw it a whole bunch of times in the first few games of the season. They find themselves out there together and they make the magic happen. Hansen pushed the puck down low to keep possession in. Menichello picked it off as it looked like they were sending the puck harder around. She picked it off of the back boards. She tried a wraparound attempt, couldn't get the stuff, but it went behind Fassler all the way through the goal mouth. Ulrich picked it up on the far side at the left doorstep on the stick side of Fassler, took her time, fired it into the open net, and the Rockets take a 3-2 lead. They've had the lead twice before, and the Tiger Lillies have rallied each time. Ulrich. Now the Tiger Lillies with that top line out there. They've stacked that top line with the more experience of their players. Chipped by Cook. She's got Connolly with her. Bumped off there by Mosley after it's sent in, though. And Connolly will battle for it and win that puck to Ulrich. They'll rag it in the corner, and now the Rockets are 8:26 away. If they can keep the puck in this side of the ice, they'll take it all day to knock some of that time off the clock. Hansen jumps out there now, so she's on one wing with Ulrich at center and Connolly on the other wing. Chipped up toward the point. They get it out, but Ulrich's going to try to retrieve that first. Puck battle over there, and the Rockets are doing exactly what they want to do here. They don't want Princeton to be able to break out with any kind of alacrity. And Princeton, just courtesy of Bodner and Ryan, make a couple of short passes and dump it in. Picked off, Wormster. She's going to be 1-on-2, tries to turn the corner, but Redmond strips her away. Up the corner and the far side glass. It's sent perfectly off. Bodner retreats back into her own end to get it. Nieves is going to battle for it over there. Wormster too. The captain for Princeton picks it up, and she's going to skate in 1-on-3, but she's got Ryan coming in the backside. Wrist shot, one save, covered up by Markland. And Ryan was right there. If that rebound was left out any more than a moment longer. So Markland hasn't been too busy, but when she has been busy, the chances have been of high quality. And it's this line out there that's really generated them. Tiger Lillies with 2 lines and 3 defensemen. Chase. Looked like she brought it out over the line, and the referee had the whistle up. I thought he was going to call it. He didn't. They play with it. They try to send it at the net. That's the way they've scored the first 2. They've taken sharp angle shots and scored off of funky bounces. Rockets send it in. Menichello across the slot to Hansen. She tries to center it. Will battle Chase for it. Chase picks it up, gets a little pick over there, and gets a little room. Chase slams on the brakes, sends it up the middle, gingerly for Ryan. Ryan grabs it, spins, gains the center line, gains the offensive line, but also gains the attention of Nieves back checking. Fox picks up the loose puck, takes it around her own net, sent up through into neutral ice, and the Rockets are 6:38 away from winning this one if they could hold the lead as Chase comes down, gets through a couple, sharp angle shot, Markland save, rebound covered up. Chase walked it all the way in, and the Tiger Lillies defensemen are going to start taking chances here. Time's still not really an issue. In a 1-goal game, it's really not an issue until about 1:30 remaining. Then you start to see coaches taking more drastic measures. Rockets don't even, neither team actually puts anybody on the near side wing as Rizzo knocks away the D-to-D pass from Chase to Markley and creates a neutral zone loose puck situation where Ulrich battles for it. It's picked up by Risco. She's 1-on-1 with Redmond. Redmond drives her to the outside, pushes her away, gets a couple of cross checks and takes away the puck. Wristed up the near side boards. Chase tried to corral it, chipped it out, sends it in offside. Let's see if they call the intentional offside on that, and they do. The near side ref did not make the intentional call. The one that you could see in the picture now did make the intentional offside call. So we've had 2 of those, and we haven't seen many of them, and that gives the Rockets, with exactly 6 minutes left in an eventful game where they lead 3-2, an offensive zone draw. Ulrich on the dot, Rizzo in the slot, Cook on the near side wing, Redmond at the right point, Matone between the points. Ulrich fires it right at the net. It was loose for a moment but covered up by Fassler, and they'll do it again. That sequence took 3 seconds. Put that in your mind for future times. How long does it take off of a face-off if you're in a period-ending or game-ending situation? About maybe 3 seconds or even less if you get a hard shot. Ulrich sends it toward the middle, gloved by Fassler, and she hangs on. Rizzo waiting for that puck to just fall to the ice so she could swat it in. She's not going to get the chance after this face-off, though, as Nieves will jump out there to take it with Hansen in the slot, Menichello on the near side wing. The defense stays the same, 89 and 71. Nieves tries to win it at the net. She does, but it goes wide. Hansen's going to retrieve it on the far side and send it to Nieves, who tries to curl out of the corner but can't quite do it. It goes between the points and out, and it's picked up here by Stefanu. She's going to bank it off the boards and then chase it, but not win possession. Redmond curls behind her own net, sends it for Hansen, who can't get it out. Markley steps in, wrist shot through traffic. It was going wide, but it's knocked down with the left pad of Arialis Markland, and she covers it up. Down to 5:19, 3-2 Rockets. Menichello, Nieves, and Ulrich, who broke the tie moments ago. Nieves on the dot. Hansen and Menichello are in the slot with Redmond. It goes to the point on the right side and chipped back in. Battled for below the end line. Loose in front. Backhand goes just wide. Rockets were in trouble there. Markland picks up the stick. She lost it. I don't know if it was technically a shot on goal or if she saved it, but boy, that was a big time chance for Princeton. This one's going to be an icing unless it takes a strange bounce or hits a bunch of snow. It doesn't. So icing it is. Tiger Lillies will leave that unit out there. Big face-off here. Ulrich on the dot. Rizzo and Connolly in the slot. Fox and Bruno defending. Wormster, Ryan, and Mosley, their top line out there. Battled for. Chipped out by Ulrich. She's got Rizzo and Connolly. It's a 3-on-2. If she could pass it forward, she's got to dump it. If you make that pass quick, you could break out 3-on-2. A dump is a safe play at the moment when you're protecting a 3-2 lead. You want to get that possession, but if you pop another one to make it 4-2, you can start warming up the opera singer who we can't describe as being what everybody knows she is anymore, because it's 2022. Fox back in her own zone, kicks it forward, but she has a lot of room, gains the center line. Can't gain the offensive zone line. Now she does and just bunts it between everybody and gets it below the end line. Connolly puts pressure on and forces the turnover, so Ulrich's there. Tries to send it toward the middle, but it hits the skate of Ryan. Pitching in was Bruno, and it could be a 2-on-1. Mosley was about to get off to the races, but Fox knocked it away and Rizzo picked it up. Rizzo dumps it. Ulrich battles. Oh, she gets taken down by Markley. The Rockets are going to have a power play. Markley pleading her case, saying that she had the angle right there. She might have a case. Sometimes what happens, we see it. Sometimes we see it go both ways. These are the type of calls that have gone quite against the Rockets. He calls the interference, which is kind of a dubious call. If you wanted to call it the check or the roughing, I could maybe understand that. The interference not would have been what I call, because the puck was there. Nevertheless, the Rockets will take it. 3:37 left. Period 3. They hold a 3-2 lead and a 25-11 advantage in shots. Nieves on the dot, Menichello on the near side wing, Hansen in the slot. Tiger Lillies win the face-off. They smack it all the way down perfectly because it's going to stop and it's going to be short of icing. Redmond loses the stick. Ryan with a golden opportunity, just overskated the puck. And the Rockets, boy, they dodged a bullet right there. This one not going to be an icing as Bodner just ignored the puck. She should have played it more quickly. Menichello can't handle it in the corner. A lot of pucks going along the boards here at Iceland that sure-handed folks not been able to corral. Loose in front, off the pad save, and covered up by Fassler. 1:24 left in the power play for the Rockets. 3:01 left in a game that they lead 3-2. They have let Princeton hang around to the credit of the Tiger Lillies. Connolly on the dot. Rizzo in the slot. Cook on the near side wing will jump in, bring it right on goal. Backhander save, and it was loose in the crease and swept away. They have been so close. Matone. Wrist shot knocked away by the blocker of Fassler. Rizzo curling out of the corner. Fakes like she's going back. Sends it to Matone at the point. Matone gets battled with by Mosley. Finally wins the one-on-one to Rizzo. Rizzo's going to look to move it toward the middle. Goes back to Matone. Matone can't get it through. Mosley, she might have a breakaway, but Redmond hustles back. Redmond cuts her off and forces her to take a shot that Mosley did not want to take shorthanded. Chase keeps it in. Tiger Lillies are shorthanded, but they have to play aggressively because they trail, and they only have 2:13 left. Redmond kicks it away. The Rockets are actually on a power play here. Sent right up the middle. Cook and Rizzo, 2-on-1. Cook right down the middle. Skates into Rizzo's lane, though. Instead of splitting up, you got to split up there. Sends it at the net, kicked away. Rizzo keeps it in the far corner. 14 seconds on the power play. Rizzo digs it out. She keeps walking to the net. Fans on the wrist shot. Tries to send it forward. Rockets pick it up. Sent down low. Bruno steps in. Connolly back playing D. Connolly at the point. 2 seconds in the power play. Markley jumps to the bench and Ryan jumps out. They've killed it off. But now there's 1:33 left in the game. Centering feed. Oh, it took a funky bounce off the back of the net. Fox was looking for Rizzo. Bruno retreating all the way. I'll watch the goalie for you on the other end. Bruno stops, grabs it, turns it up. They're going to try to keep this in. This is a big one for Bruno to get out. She does, gets it to Rizzo, who was looking for Nieves. Sent in offside. So 1:11 left in the game. 3-2 Rockets. Fassler begging to go to the bench. Timeout Princeton. She'll get to go to the bench at least for a discussion. And the Rockets will come over and discuss it themselves. They have 71 seconds to maintain a lead of 1 goal. 25-11 the shots. I think there's probably been more than that for both. The quality of the 11 for Princeton has generally been good, but the 2 that went in were of the unnatural variety. Centering, both basically from behind the end line, where put the puck in a dangerous spot, and sometimes things happen. Well, it happened twice today. The Rockets have had the better of the possession. They've had the better of the extended scoring chances on the offensive side, and they've had so many where a tap or a puck being a millimeter off would have resulted in a goal. I mean, they easily could have 6 or 7. And one super spectacular save from Fassler on Rizzo. Nieves on the dot, Menichello on the far wing, Hansen the near wing, Fox and Bruno on D. Markland defending the goal to the left for 71 more seconds. Fassler remains patriated in the goal on the right, so they'll play it 5-on-5 without the extra attacker. Face-off battled for. Wormster grabs the loose puck, turns the corner, centering feed. Markland knocked it down. Ryan picked it up. Ryan tries a curl. Nieves jumps down, chips it off the boards. Chase pinches in. Net's still not empty. It's 5-on-5 skaters. Bruno trying to chip it up. Still, Rockets will take it all day if their puck is staying on the boards. Fox reverses it. Menichello's there. It's a big clear if she can get it out. She does. Bruno will jump off for a change. Redmond will jump on. Nieves knocks away Chase's clearing attempt. Chase is going to try to skate this one downtown, but Menichello says no. Menichello chips it in. Wormster steers her off and banks it off the far side boards, but Fox is going to pinch in and keep it there. Under 25 seconds left. Markley reverses it, but there's only Rockets there. Hansen sends it toward the net. Shot, save, rebound is there. Nieves steers it just wide. Rockets with 13 seconds left. They have it in the offensive zone. If they keep it deep, they're going to win. 7 seconds left. The Rockets are going to walk out of here with a 3-2 victory. Fox retreats all the way back into her zone. The time expires, and the Rockets hold on for a hard-fought 3-2 win over the Princeton Tiger Lillies. And they mob Markland, who gets the W. It was dicey at times, but she hung in there as well as she could. Fassler kept it close for Princeton, and when the top lines for Princeton were out there, they really could put the pressure on the Rockets, and there was a little bit of an advantage when that wasn't the case, but Princeton hung tough. They got a couple. The Rockets managed to find the goal that they need from Grace Ulrich in the third period, and they walk out of here with a 3-2 win. Final shots on the board, 25-11, but if you were charting them, you might have come up with something different. Almost certainly more from both ends. That's going to do it from Iceland in Hamilton Township, New Jersey. We will be back on Sunday afternoon, where the Rockets will play their seemingly regular Sunday get-up against the Philadelphia Bells at Rock Ice. So if you would like to check that out, hit the subscribe button and the alerts button, and when we go on the air with the live stream and the play-by-play, you'll get an alert. And anytime we upload content like a better copy of the game or a coach interview or anything else, you'll know and you could check it out. If you're watching from the other side, or you just like to check out the games, we appreciate your patronage and encourage you to check it out, check out the archive, check out any of the new stuff that we're putting up, and we appreciate all the time and support that has started out as something that we did during the pandemic just to keep people involved and being able to see their daughters, granddaughters, great-granddaughters, nieces, sisters, friends, or if you're watching on demand, yourselves play. And we're glad to do it. That's going to do it. This is Joe Rizzo from Iceland in Hamilton Township, New Jersey, where the Rockets come away with a 3-2 victory. Thanks for watching New Jersey Rockets Girls Hockey.